All right, let's imagine for a second stepping onto an island.
Mm.
And this island is just teeming with, you know, unique creatures, volcanic landscapes.
Mm-hmm.
It's steeped in history that changed our understanding of life itself.
Mm.
And you've arrived in the Galapagos Island. I mean, that's what we're diving deep into today. We're going to figure out what makes it so captivating and how you can actually get there and experience it yourself.
Yeah, the Galapagos Islands are a really fascinating place. They're not just like a random collection of islands. They're about 620 miles off the coast of Ecuador.
Wow.
And there are 19 main islands, plus a ton of smaller ones, islets, and rocks.
I had no idea.
But what makes them really unique is that they're right on the equator.
Okay.
But they're also influenced by this cool Humboldt current.
Oh, wow.
So you have this really fascinating mix of environments, and that leads to this incredible diversity of life you're talking about.
Okay, so let's talk about those incredible creatures that you're mentioning. You can't talk about the Galapagos without mentioning giant tortoises, right? Some of them, like Jonathan on St. Helena Island, they've been around for almost 200 years.
Almost 2 centuries. It's unbelievable.
It's mind-boggling.
And, you know, it's not just a fun fact.
Right.
Jonathan's long life gives scientists so much information about these creatures, how they evolve, how they adapt over time. Every single wrinkle on his shell has a story to tell.
Yeah.
But we can't forget about the marine iguanas. I mean, this is the only lizard in the world that forages in the ocean. They're like these mini prehistoric dragons.
They're so cool.
Perfectly adapted to this unique environment.
And then you have, of course, the blue-footed boobies.
Yeah.
With the, like, incredibly bright blue feet.
The feet are so cool.
And Galapagos penguins.
Yes.
Which, like, the only penguin species found north of the equator.
It doesn't make sense, does it?
No, it doesn't at all.
Penguins in a tropical place.
It's so cool. But, like, each of these creatures just, like, points to the fact that these conditions are so unique. And life finds a way to thrive, even in unexpected places.
It really does. And the kicker is that many of these species are what we call endemic.
Okay.
That means they're found nowhere else on Earth.
So, like, specific to the Galapagos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they're so captivating. For scientists, nature lovers, everyone.
And, of course, we can't forget about the finches.
Of course not.
I mean, helped shape Darwin's theory of evolution.
Right. Natural selection.
Natural selection.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable how, like, seemingly ordinary birds, you know, can play such a pivotal role in our understanding of life itself.
Well, you know, back in 1835, when Darwin visited, he noticed something really interesting about the finches.
Okay.
On different islands, they had slightly different beak shapes.
Wow.
Perfectly adapted to whatever food was available on that island.
That makes so much sense.
So that observation was a key piece.
Yeah.
That led to his groundbreaking theory.
Okay.
Changed everything.
Wow. So we've got incredible wildlife.
Yes.
We've got history. It's changing our understanding of the natural world. But let's get practical.
Okay.
For anyone listening, anyone who's, like, dreaming of experiencing this, where do you even begin?
Well, the first thing to remember is that the Galapagos is all about responsible tourism.
Okay.
97% of the land is protected national park.
Really?
And there's a huge marine reserve as well.
Wow.
So that means travel.
Yeah.
It's very carefully managed.
Okay.
We want to minimize the impact on this very fragile ecosystem.
So this isn't your, like, fly in, party on the beach kind of destination.
Not at all. This is about being in nature.
Yeah.
Respecting the environment.
Right.
Experiencing these wonders with awe and, you know, responsibly.
Makes sense.
You'll be traveling with guides, licensed guides. You'll need park permits, and you'll be exploring mostly by boat.
Got it.
Reduce that footprint.
Okay, so let's say I have 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
To explore.
Okay.
What kind of adventure
Yeah.
can I expect?
We can map out kind of a sample itinerary, hit some of the highlights.
Okay.
For the first week, base yourself on Santa Cruz Island. You fly into Baltra Island, take a short ferry across Itabaca Channel to Santa Cruz, and there you'll find Puerto Ayora.
Puerto Ayora. I feel like I've heard that.
It's like a bustling little town.
Okay.
Locals, tourists.
Yeah.
It's also where the Charles Darwin Research Station is.
Got it.
That's a must visit.
Okay.
Understand the science, the conservation efforts.
So it's not just about seeing the animals. It's about understanding the bigger picture.
It's the whole thing.
Got it.
And while you're on Santa Cruz, you can venture into the highlands.
Okay.
See giant tortoises in their natural habitat. I mean, imagine walking through this lush vegetation and you come across a tortoise that's older than your great-grandparents.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
That's incredible.
Okay, I'm sold on Santa Cruz. What about week 2?
Week 2, I recommend Isabela Island, largest island in the Galapagos. And here you're going to experience something totally different.
Okay.
This island is dominated by these towering volcanoes and unique geological formations. You could hike to the rim of the Sierra Negra volcano.
Wow. A volcano hike.
Largest volcanic crater in the Galapagos.
Incredible. What else does Isabela have?
Well, how about this? Exploring these otherworldly sulfur mines of Volcano Santa.
Sulfur mine.
It's like stepping onto another planet.
Wow.
Steaming fumaroles, these vibrant yellow sulfur deposits, stark volcanic landscape, and then you can cool off with incredible snorkeling.
Where at?
Concha de Perla Lagoon.
Okay.
Swimming alongside sea turtles, colorful fish.
Okay, now that's what I call contrast. Volcano hikes to snorkeling with sea turtles. Isabela sounds amazing.
It is, and that's just a taste.
Yeah.
With careful planning, you can tailor your trip to your interests.
Okay.
Wildlife, history, adventure.
You've convinced me?
Yeah.
The Galapagos is a must-visit.
Good.
But let's be realistic. How much does a trip like this cost?
Well, it's not a budget destination.
Okay.
But it's more affordable than you think.
Okay.
Flights from Quito to the Galapagos
Yeah.
can be anywhere from $500 to $1,000 round trip. Accommodation varies.
Okay.
Puerto Ayora on Santa Cruz, you'll find hotels, lodges, hostels.
So there are options.
Absolutely.
For budget-conscious travelers.
Yeah, and they range from, $30 to $100 a night.
Okay.
Other islands, you'll find mostly eco-lodges.
Oh, wow.
Even campsites.
Okay.
Even more affordable. And then the tours themselves, you can expect to pay anywhere from like $50 to $150 per person per day.
Okay.
Depending on the activity, the operator. Boat tours tend to be on the higher end, but,
So if we're factoring in flights, accommodation, tours, food, what kind of total budget should someone be looking at for 2 weeks?
I'd say a realistic range, probably between $2,000 to $5,000 per person.
Okay.
That's for a 7 to 10 day trip.
Got it.
Longer trip, like the 2 weeks we're talking about, you might want a budget between, $3,500 and $6,000 per person.
Okay, so it is an investment.
It is.
But considering the experiences, the memories,
Right.
it sounds worth it.
Absolutely. And remember, by choosing responsible tour operator
Right.
and following guidelines set by the Galapagos National Park,
Yeah.
you're contributing to the preservation
Right.
of this incredible place
So important.
for generations to come.
All right, so let's break this down a little bit.
Okay.
More concrete itinerary. Starting with that first week.
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz.
Yes.
Imagine our plane has just landed, Baltra Island.
All right.
What happens next?
Well, like I said, you take that short ferry ride across the Itabaca Channel to Santa Cruz. From there, you'll transfer to Puerto Ayora. That'll be your base for the next 7 days. And for your first day, take it easy.
Yeah.
Soak in the atmosphere.
Okay.
Stroll along the waterfront. Get a feel for the pace of life. Maybe treat yourself to some delicious seafood at one of the restaurants.
That sounds perfect.
Yeah.
What about day 2?
Day 2?
Is that when the exploration begins?
Absolutely. Day 2 is all about immersing yourself
Okay.
in the scientific heart of the Galapagos.
Okay.
Charles Darwin Research Station. You'll learn about the unique flora and fauna, the conservation efforts,
Yeah.
and even meet some of the famous giant tortoises.
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal.
It's something I'm really looking forward to. But I've heard there are giant tortoises in the highlands of Santa Cruz as well.
Yes.
What's the difference between seeing them there and seeing them at the research station?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
At the research station, you're seeing tortoises that are part of the breeding and conservation programs.
Okay, so they're protected.
It's an opportunity to learn about their life cycle,
Yeah.
the threats they face, the
Yeah.
efforts to protect them, but seeing them in the wild,
Yeah.
in the highlands,
Yeah.
roaming freely,
Yeah.
it's a totally different experience.
You bet.
You're witnessing them
Yeah.
in their element, going about their lives
Right.
as they have for centuries.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So after the research station,
Yeah.
where would you recommend going to see the tortoises in their natural habitat?
A couple options. One popular spot is El Chato Tortoise Reserve.
Okay.
It's a private ranch in the highlands
Okay.
where they roam freely,
Got it.
walk amongst them,
Yeah.
observe them grazing, wallowing in mud baths, appreciate their size, their majesty.
El Chato Tortoise Reserve.
El Chato.
Got it.
Right.
Is there anything else worth seeing up in the highlands while we're up there?
Definitely.
Okay.
You could visit Los Camelos.
Okay.
These are two impressive sinkholes
Oh, wow.
formed by volcanic activity.
Wow.
These massive craters offer breathtaking views
Okay.
of the surrounding landscape, a reminder of the powerful forces that shaped these islands.
Okay, so we got giant tortoises,
Yes,
sinkholes, panoramic views.
that's right.
Sounds like day 2 is packed.
It is.
But what about food? Any recommendations for lunch or dinner?
For lunch, you could try one of the local restaurants in the highlands.
Okay.
You know, savor traditional Ecuadorian dishes, surrounded by the Galapagos countryside.
Sounds lovely.
And then for dinner, back in Puerto Ayora,
Yeah.
I recommend Galapagos Deli. You've got a variety of sandwiches, salads, pizzas,
Perfect.
just perfect for refueling.
Galapagos Deli.
Galapagos
That
dinner.
sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, on to day 3. What's on the agenda?
Day 3 is all about exploring those unique geological formations
Okay.
and pristine beaches of Santa Cruz.
Okay.
You could start by venturing into these fascinating lava tubes,
Lava tubes. What are those?
underground tunnels formed by flowing lava.
Oh, wow. That sounds cool.
It's surreal. You walk through these dimly lit passages,
Yeah.
marveling at the unique rock formations and imagining the molten lava that once flowed through them.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a glimpse into the volcanic heart.
Okay, yeah, lava tubes.
Lava tubes.
Officially on my Galapagos bucket list.
Good.
What about after the lava tubes? Where do we go?
Well, after your underground adventure, how about some time on one of the most beautiful beaches in the Galapagos,
Okay.
Tortuga Bay?
Tortuga Bay. I've heard so much about this place.
It's a secluded stretch of white sand,
Okay.
fringed by these turquoise waters and mangroves.
Wow.
It's perfect for swimming, relaxing, observing marine iguanas,
Oh, cool.
basking in the sun.
Yeah.
If you're lucky, you might even see sea turtles nesting on the beach.
Now, that's an experience I wouldn't want to miss.
Uh.
Any recommendations for dinner after our day at Tortuga Bay?
Absolutely. I recommend treating yourself to dinner at Il Giardino.
Okay.
It's an Italian restaurant in Porto Ayora.
Italian in the Galapagos, who knew?
Yeah, it's fantastic. They have a charming ambiance,
Nice.
delicious pasta dishes.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Right. Day 3 sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Now tell me about day 4.
Day 4 takes you on a boat excursion
Yeah.
to North Seymour Island. This is one of the most iconic wildlife hotspots in the Galapagos.
North Seymour Island. I have heard it's a bird watcher's paradise.
Oh, it is?
What kind of birds can I expect to see?
Get ready for a symphony of bird calls. A flurry of wings.
I'm so excited.
North Seymour Island is home to an incredible variety of seabirds.
Okay.
Blue-footed boobies,
Okay.
frigate birds,
Okay.
swallow-tailed gulls.
Oh, cool.
You'll witness these elaborate mating rituals,
Wow.
nesting behaviors, aerial acrobatics.
Okay, so blue-footed boobies doing their mating dance.
Yes.
Frigate birds showing off their pouches.
Yes.
Gulls soaring overhead. It's going to be amazing.
It's incredible. And you'll also encounter land iguanas, sea lions basking on the rocky shores. You might even spot a Galapagos hawk
Soaring high above.
soaring high above.
It's amazing how much wildlife
I know.
is in this one small island.
It's incredible.
And what about lunch on this excursion?
Lunch will typically be on board the boat,
Okay.
so you can enjoy your meal surrounded by the scenery.
Lunch with a view.
Exactly.
So we return to Santa Cruz in the afternoon.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
What's the plan for dinner?
For dinner on day 4, I recommend checking out Anchor.
Anchor?
It's a local restaurant.
Okay.
They have a variety of seafood dishes,
Okay.
traditional Ecuadorian cuisine,
Right.
even vegetarian options.
So something for everyone.
Exactly.
Okay. Day 4, all about that wildlife.
North Seymour Island.
Yeah. What about day 5?
Day 5 is another day of exploration.
Right.
This time we're heading to Bachas Beach.
Okay.
It's located on the north coast of Santa Cruz Island.
Bachas Beach, another iconic Galapagos destination.
It is.
What makes this one so special?
Bachas Beach is known for its pristine white sand, turquoise waters, and the abundance of wildlife.
Sounds familiar.
It's great for swimming, snorkeling, just relaxing on the beach,
Right.
observing marine iguanas, sea lions, and various bird species.
Okay.
And again, if you're lucky, you might witness sea turtles nesting on the beach.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we've got swimming, snorkeling, wildlife viewing,
you got it.
potentially sea turtles nesting.
Yes.
Sounds like a pretty perfect beach day to me. What about lunch? Any recommendations?
For lunch, you'll likely have a packed lunch provided by your tour operator.
Okay.
But once you return to Puerto Ayora,
Yeah?
I recommend Galapagos Planet for dinner.
Galapagos Planet, got it.
Okay.
Day 5 sounds awesome.
Mhm.
Tell me about day 6. What's next?
Day 6 offers a choice.
Okay.
You can opt for a more relaxed day
Okay.
in Puerto Ayora, exploring the shops, visiting the fish market, just enjoying the vibe.
Yeah?
Or if you're feeling adventurous,
Yeah.
you could take a day trip to Floriana Island.
Floriana Island. Okay, now that sounds intriguing.
It does.
What makes it so special?
Floriana Island has this really fascinating, kind of mysterious past.
Okay.
It was home to a small community of eccentrics,
Really?
adventurers,
Okay.
and you can actually visit the remains of their settlements.
Oh, wow.
Imagine life on this remote island back in the early 20th century.
So cool.
You'll also encounter some unique wildlife, flamingos,
Oh, wow.
Galapagos penguins,
Nice.
and the endemic Floriana mockingbird.
Okay, so history, wildlife, and a touch of mystery.
Exactly.
Floriana Island definitely sounds like a worthwhile excursion. What about food on day 6?
If you're staying in Puerto Ayora,
Yeah?
I recommend 1835 Coffee Lab.
Okay.
Delicious breakfast or brunch.
Okay, perfect.
And for dinner, if you've opted for the Floriana excursion,
Yeah?
you'll likely have dinner included as part of the tour.
Okay.
If you're staying in Puerto Ayora, try Almar.
Okay.
It's a restaurant.
All right.
Stunning ocean views.
Oh, wow.
Delicious seafood dishes.
1835 Coffee Lab in Almar. Noted. Okay, so day 6 is a bit of a choose-your-own-adventure.
Yeah, relax or explore.
What about day 7, our final day on Santa Cruz Island?
Day 7 is all about prepping for your journey to Isabela.
Okay.
Pack your bags.
Right.
Settle any bills.
Makes sense.
Maybe do some last-minute souvenir shopping.
Yeah.
You can also enjoy a final stroll.
Along the waterfront,
Soak in the sights and sounds of Puerto Ayora.
a bittersweet farewell.
Yeah.
But now I'm really excited to hear about week 2 on Isabela Island with all the volcanic landscapes and those wildlife encounters.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Get ready for a whole new adventure. Volcanically active island in the Galapagos.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
We're back, and now we're setting sail for Isabela, the largest island in the Galapagos.
What's fascinating about Isabela, is its diversity. It's shaped by 6 colossal shield volcanoes. So it has these landscapes. They range from towering peaks and rugged lava fields to pristine beaches and tranquil lagoons, lush highlands, and of course there's that wildlife. Makes the Galapagos so special.
So, day 8, we've arrived. Isabela Island, after that boat ride from Santa Cruz. What's first on the agenda?
Well, after settling into your accommodation in Villamil,
Okay.
the main town on Isabela, I'd recommend heading to the Giant Tortoise Breeding Center.
Wait, another tortoise breeding center?
Yes.
We already visited one on Santa Cruz.
Yeah, but each breeding center focuses on specific subspecies
Oh, okay.
of giant tortoises.
Yep.
Native to their respective islands. The Isabela Center
Yeah.
is home to 5 distinct subspecies,
Really?
each with its own unique characteristics
Okay.
and conservation story.
So we get to see even more giant tortoise diversity.
Absolutely.
What's so special about these different subspecies?
Well, the tortoises from Volcano Alcedo,
Okay.
one of Isabela's 5 volcanoes,
Hide it.
they have dome-shaped shells.
Okay.
But those from the slopes of Sierra Negra,
Yeah.
the largest volcano in the Galapagos,
Go.
have saddleback shells. And these differences, these are adaptations to the specific environments they live in.
Wow, so I never realized there was so much variation
Yeah.
within a single species. Okay, so we've seen the tortoises. What's next on our Isabela adventure?
How about we head to Concha de Perla Lagoon? It's just a short walk from Puerto Villamil,
Okay.
and it offers some really fantastic snorkeling opportunities.
Concha de Perla Lagoon, I've heard it's great for swimming with sea turtles. What else is there?
Sea turtles you're likely to see raise,
Oh,
gliding through the water, colorful fish,
Yeah.
darting in and out of the rocks,
Cool.
and maybe even a marine iguana grazing on algae.
Wow, so swimming with marine iguanas. That's something I never thought I'd get to do. Okay, so after a day of exploring the tortoise breeding centers, snorkeling at the lagoon, I'm guessing we've worked up an appetite.
Oh, for sure.
Any recommendations for dinner on our first night on Isabela?
Absolutely. For a taste of local flavor,
Yeah.
I'd recommend La Casa de Marita.
El Casa de Marita. Okay,
Right.
it's a family-run restaurant.
Okay.
Serves traditional Ecuadorian dishes, fresh seafood, Local ingredients.
La Casa de Morita. Got it. I'm always up for trying the local cuisine. Okay, day 8 was a great introduction to Isabela. What's day 9 look like? Day 9 is all about experiencing the raw power and beauty of Isabela's volcanic landscapes. We're going on a hike.
Okay, where to?
To Sierra Negra Volcano.
Sierra Negra Volcano, the largest volcanic crater in the Galapagos. Okay, what should I expect on this hike?
Get ready. It's unforgettable.
Okay.
It takes you through varied terrain. You start with lush vegetation, transitions to otherworldly lava fields, and once you reach the rim of the crater, the views are just breathtaking. You can look out over the caldera, steaming fumaroles, colorful volcanic rocks.
Wow, that sounds incredible. But is it a difficult hike?
It's moderately challenging, but 6 miles round trip, so you definitely want comfy hiking shoes, bring water, be prepared for varying weather conditions. The weather changes quickly up in the highlands.
Okay, good to know. So after our volcano hike, I'm guessing we'll be ready for a good meal. Any recommendations for dinner on day 9?
Absolutely. After a day exploring Sierra Negra, you've definitely earned a good meal. I recommend Booby Trap.
Booby Trap.
Yeah, it's a popular restaurant in Puerto Villamil. It has a relaxed atmosphere, a diverse menu, international and Ecuadorian dishes, something for everyone.
Booby Trap. Great name.
Yeah.
Looking forward to trying it. Okay, so day 9 was volcanoes. What about day 10?
Day 10 takes us to another volcanic wonder, Volcan El Cedo.
Okay.
But this time, we're not just hiking to a crater. We're going to explore the sulfur mines.
Sulfur mines?
Yeah.
That sounds pretty intense. What can I expect to see there?
Steaming fumaroles.
Okay.
Vibrant yellow sulfur deposits. Stark volcanic formations. It's like stepping onto another planet. You'll get a real sense of the raw power.
Wow.
And the geological forces that shape these islands.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But how do we even get to the sulfur mines? Is it another hike?
Accessing the sulfur mines usually involves a combo of hiking and horseback riding. It's unique.
Okay, so another active day.
Yeah.
Exploring the volcanic landscape of Isabela. What about food on day 10?
You know, after your adventurous day, I'd recommend El Cafetal. It's a really cozy spot. It has a lovely garden setting.
Right.
A mix of Ecuadorian and international cuisine.
El Cafetal. Sounds perfect. Okay, so we've explored 2 of Isabela's 5 volcanoes. What's next on our itinerary?
Day 11 offers a chance to connect with Isabela's rich marine life.
Okay.
We're doing a boat tour along the coastline.
A boat tour, always a highlight.
Yeah.
What kind of marine encounters can I expect on this one?
You'll have the opportunity to see penguins.
Penguins.
Swimming in the cool waters.
Wow.
Sea lions basking on the rocky shores.
Okay.
Blue-footed boobies diving for fish.
Awesome.
Maybe even some whales or dolphins, if you're lucky.
Penguins, sea lions, boobies, whales, dolphins. This boat tour sounds incredible.
All right.
What about lunch? Do we get to eat on board while we're surrounded by all this beauty?
Yes, most boat tours include lunch on board, so you can savor your meal.
Nice.
Soak in that stunning scenery. It's magical.
Lunch with a view? I love it. So we return to Puerto Villamil in the afternoon. What's the plan for the rest of the day?
When you're back on land,
Yeah.
I recommend visiting the Wall of Tears. It's a historical site.
Okay.
Stands as a testament to a darker period in Isabela's past.
The Wall of Tears. That sounds intriguing, but a bit somber.
Yeah.
What's the story behind this place?
It's a massive wall built by prisoners in the mid-20th century when the island was used as a penal colony.
Wow.
It's a reminder of the harsh conditions they endured. And it serves as this poignant reflection on the island's history.
Wow, that's powerful. It sounds like a place that evokes reflection and appreciation for the island's resilience. What about dinner on day 11? Any recommendations for after our historical site visit?
For a casual and tasty dinner, I recommend Iguana Crossing.
Okay.
It's a popular spot in Puerto Villamil.
Yeah.
Relaxed, welcoming atmosphere. Pizzas, burgers, seafood, traditional Ecuadorian dishes.
Iguana Crossing, noted. Okay, so day 11 was a mix of history and marine life. What about day 12?
Day 12 is all about Isabela's unique wetlands, observing all the incredible bird life that thrive in these diverse habitats.
Wetlands and bird watching. Sounds like a great combination to me.
Yeah.
What kind of birds can I expect to see in Isabela's wetlands?
The wetlands are a bird watcher's paradise.
I bet.
You might see flamingos.
Oh, cool.
Wading gracefully in the shallow waters. Herons and egrets.
Right.
Stilts with their long legs. and even the endemic Galapagos rail.
The Galapagos what?
Rail. It's a small, flightless bird unique to these islands.
Oh, wow. So many amazing birds. What's the best way to explore the wetlands? Are there trails, or can we go out on the water?
You can actually explore them a couple of ways.
Okay.
There are designated trails you can follow on foot, or you can do a kayak tour.
Oh, fun.
Get a closer look
Yeah?
at the bird life
Okay.
and the unique mangrove ecosystems.
Okay, so we have options for land-based and water-based exploration.
Yeah.
What about lunch on day 12? Any recommendations for a wetland-themed meal?
Since you'll be spending a good chunk of the day exploring the wetlands, I recommend packing a picnic lunch.
Oh, nice.
Enjoy it amidst the tranquil surroundings. There are some lovely spots where you can just sit, soak in the beauty, and enjoy your meal.
A picnic in the wetlands sounds perfect. What about dinner? Any recommendations?
After your wetland adventure, I recommend heading back to La Casa de Marita for another taste.
That delicious.
Traditional Ecuadorian.
Busy.
They had a great selection of seafood dishes, which always feel appropriate after a day spent exploring the Galapagos.
La Casa de Marita again. It seems like a must-try.
It is.
Okay, so day 12, wetlands and birds. What about day 13? What adventures await?
Day 13 is all about relaxation, soaking up the beauty of Isabela's pristine beaches.
Okay, beach day. Always welcome, especially after a couple of days of hiking and exploring. Which beach do you recommend?
I would suggest Playa de los Perros.
Playa de los Perros. Okay. What makes this beach so special?
It's a haven for marine iguanas and sea lions.
Cool.
You can watch them basking in the sun, playing in the surf, going about their daily lives. A great opportunity to see these creatures up close.
Okay, so another chance to get up close and personal with those fascinating creatures. What about lunch on day 13? Any beachside dining options?
Since Playa de los Perros is a bit more secluded, I'd recommend packing a lunch to enjoy on the shore. You can find everything you need for a delicious picnic lunch in Puerto Villamil.
Another picnic lunch. Great. I'm starting to sense a theme here. Picnics seem to be the perfect way to enjoy a meal surrounded by the Galapagos. What about dinner? Our last night on Isabela Island.
For your farewell dinner on Isabela, I recommend Coco Surf.
Okay.
It's a popular beachfront restaurant.
Okay.
Laid-back vibe, delicious cocktails, and fresh seafood.
Sounds perfect.
Enjoy your meal. Watch the sunset over the Pacific.
Okay, Coco Surf it is. A farewell dinner with ocean views and cocktails sounds like the perfect way to end our week on Isabela. But I have to admit, I'm already feeling sad that our Galapagos adventure is coming to an end.
I know, there's something special about the Galapagos. But this is just the beginning of your Galapagos journey. There's so much more to explore. I hope this inspires you to come back and experience even more.
You're absolutely right. The Galapagos is a place that stays with you. But for now, we have one more day. What's in store for us on day 14, our final day in the Galapagos? It's our last day, and I'm already getting nostalgic about those giant tortoises, the playful sea lions, and those just breathtaking volcanic landscapes.
Yeah, the Galapagos definitely has a magic that sticks with you. But even though our 2-week itinerary is wrapping up, we've still got one more day to enjoy.
So day 14, our last day, what's on the agenda?
Well, it's departure day, so you'll be catching a flight back to the mainland from Isabela Island. But you'll have some time in the morning to soak in the last moments of island life before you head to the airport.
So what should we do with those precious few hours?
You know, you could start your day with a leisurely stroll along the beach, watching the sunrise over the Pacific Ocean. It's a really nice way to say goodbye to Isabela.
A sunrise stroll on the beach. That sounds perfect. Anything else we could squeeze in before we have to head to the airport?
Well, if you've got a little more time, you could visit the Flamingo Lagoon.
Okay.
It's just a short walk from Puerto Villamil.
Flamingo Lagoon, I've heard of that. I've always wanted to see flamingos in the wild. What's the best time of day to see them?
Usually early morning or late afternoon. That's when they tend to be more active, out feeding and socializing.
Okay, so we could watch the sunrise on the beach and then head over to the Flamingo Lagoon, do some bird watching. Perfect way to start our last day. Any recommendations for one last Galapagos breakfast before we head to the airport?
There are a few great cafes in Puerto Villamil
Okay.
for a delicious breakfast. One option is El Cafecito. It's a cozy spot.
Okay.
Great selection of coffee and pastries.
El Cafecito, got it. Okay, so we've had our last Galapagos breakfast, said goodbye to the flamingos, and now it's off to the airport. As we're waiting for that flight and thinking back on the past 2 weeks, what are some key takeaways from our Galapagos adventure?
You know, I think the biggest one is conservation. The Galapagos are such a unique and fragile ecosystem. We all need to do our part to protect them. Choosing responsible tour operators, following the park regulations, minimizing our impact, that's how we can ensure these islands are around for future generations to enjoy.
Absolutely. And I think another takeaway is really the power of evolution. Seeing all those incredible creatures, each one perfectly adapted to this specific niche, it makes you appreciate the incredible diversity of life and the forces that have shaped it over millions of years.
It's true. The Galapagos are a living laboratory of evolution. It's humbling. It makes you realize how interconnected we are and how important it is to protect the natural world.
Well said. And with that, I think it's time to say goodbye to the Galapagos Islands.
Until next time. I hope this has inspired you to plan your own adventure and see the magic of these islands for yourself.
And for those of you who do, choose your tour operators wisely, tread lightly, and leave only footprints.
Happy travels, and may your Galapagos adventure be filled with wonder
And discovery. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Galapagos Islands.